Find out where you can vote on campus for Election Day coming up tomorrow.
Plus, the Syracuse Burn Foundation held its 18th annual Burn Run to raise money for victims.
And a local leader has dedicated his life to advocating against gun violence to keep the streets off of Syracuse safe. News Live at 6 starts right now.
News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Well, election night in America is just a day away.
The Syracuse community and city are preparing for tomorrow night.
Welcome to News Live at 6. I'm Max Williams.
And I'm Jake Morel.
New at 6, as Election Day is just a sleep away, 2 polling locations are located right here at SU. Huntington Hall and Goldstein Student Center will allow Syracuse students to vote without having to leave campus. SU has voting information available on the Office of Government and Community Relations website. Polling locations across New York are open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. tomorrow.
And New York Attorney General Letitia James is reminding New Yorkers that the Office of the Attorney General's Election Protection Hotline is available for tomorrow. Hotline staffers can help voters troubleshoot and resolve issues they may encounter while casting their ballot. New Yorkers are protected from voter intimidation, deception, and obstruction under both state and federal law.
Well, the Information and Technology Services at SU are revamping their process for reporting suspected phishing emails in an effort to strengthen campus cybersecurity. All phishing emails should be reported using Microsoft Outlook's report message feature. This new method should be a faster and easier way to ensure potential threats are quickly flagged.
And Max, a little bit cold today,
yeah,
but got nicer during the afternoon. I was happy with it. This was really nice weather. I kind of like waking up where it's a little chilly, and then it's 60 when I'm walking to the station.
Yeah,
I enjoy it.
I agree. I mean, it was kind of like that gloomy day where it's like cloudy out and windy, but we saw a little bit of rain today, but it wasn't too bad.
Don't love that. Well, our Isabella Galan is in studio to tell us more. What do we got, Isabella?
Yeah, we did see some rain today, which wasn't necessarily my favorite, but thank God we did get that cleared up. Right now, we're just seeing a lot of clouds throughout the rest of the night. Right now, we're sitting at 55 degrees with 82% cloud cover, which is a lot more than we have been seeing in the last few weeks, even though we have had a lot of cloudy days. However, we also have some winds that are right now at 12 miles per hour, which is making it feel a little bit chillier. And looking across the region, we're seeing a lot of uniform temperatures all throughout today. The lowest only being 54 degrees in Cortland, and the highest actually being right here in Syracuse, 59, never even dipping into that 60 degrees. So we're seeing a lot of uniform temperatures all throughout central New York. And looking again into tonight, those temperatures are really going to only drop not that much, about 10 degrees, but we're still going to be seeing continued clouds all throughout the rest of the night. Guys.
Isabella, thank you. Looking nice for Election Day tomorrow. And sticking with our election coverage, Governor Kathy Hochul is facing backlash, after she called Trump supporters, quote, anti-American and, quote, anti-women. She made these comments over the weekend during an interview with MSNBC. Multiple Republican lawmakers have criticized Hochul and claimed that she's smearing New Yorkers who support the former president. Hochul's camp has made no immediate comment on the backlash.
And the father of Brandon Williams, Don Williams, has publicly endorsed Kamala Harris. Don Williams has supported Harris in the past when running for senator and has contributed almost $20,000 to the Harris campaign this year. However, there is no record of Don contributing to Brandon Williams' campaign this year, even though he has in the past.
And this past Sunday, the Syracuse Fire Department held a 5 and 10K burn run to raise money for the Syracuse Burn Foundation. Our Olivia Rodriguez was there.
2, 1, go!
Out on the track, there's one common motivator that's getting people excited on this early Sunday morning.
The sense of community.
I think it's just such a sense of community out here.
Community is the most essential part of the Burn Run, a charity run hosted by the East Syracuse Fire Department to raise money for burn victims. And for Burn Foundation Chairman James Ennis, the collaboration between these organizations is crucial.
Hand in glove. We all work together for a common cause. We hope that none of us ever need the services of the Burn Foundation, but if and when that time does come for us or our family members, the Burn Foundation is ready to assist any way we can.
But the Burn Run is so much more than the race itself. It's an event powered by joy. From helicopters to music, it's a place for the community to unite and support.
Just stay positive. You just go. Think about all the other people that are worse off than me. I think about all my friends that were burned and they're still alive.
Everyone here is running for a reason, whether that's health, family, or just getting to see some firefighters. But for one kid, the Burn Run is so much more.
I like to support people. I like to cheer people on.
Kyle Cameron is a runner at heart. It's the reason he's joining his youth running program at the Burn Run today. But he also has Seaver's disease, an injury affecting the growth plate in his heel. Despite his injury, Kyle and his team stick together.
They've been very supportive of him and his injury. They're just always so positive about everything, words of encouragement. They get together, they have fun together, and then they work hard together.
From runners to sideline cheerleaders.
Almost there, you got this, you got this.
Everyone here at the Burn Run is united by two things, a love for running and a love for each other. Olivia Rodriguez, CitrusTV News.
Oh, great story right there. Republican legislators in Onondaga County, proposed new district maps for county legislative races in 2025. Democrats will meet with a counter proposal in the next few days. This comes as a response to a court order to redraw the boundaries of the 17 districts. The new map should be adopted before January, when candidates will begin preparations for the 2025 campaigns.
Construction on Milton Avenue began today. The street will be paved from West Genesee Street to the city line. The road will remain open during construction, which will take place between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. throughout the week, and it's expected to be finished by the end of this week.
The New York State Department of Environmental Conservation has declared a drought watch in 15 New York counties. This is due to a significant shortage of rainfall and declining levels of stream flow and groundwater. Residents in affected counties are encouraged to conserve water whenever possible during the upcoming weeks.
And the New York State Police are investigating reports of Halloween candy containing razor blades. A blade was found in a piece of candy in the village of Bainbridge in Chenango County last week. To ensure safety, parents are encouraged to double-check the candy by inspecting wrappers and contents for signs of tampering.
Tonight, SU men's basketball will face off against local opponent Lemoyne College at 7 p.m. in the Dome. Well, this is a very exciting game tonight. Are you going?
I am not going. I got to be on talking points later tonight, but I think this has the awesome potential to have some little brother jokes for Syracuse.
No, definitely.
I mean, it might not be fair because they just became a D1 program, but I was at a tailgate the other day and some guy was like, "Oh yeah, we're playing Lemoyne on Monday, little brother," and I just thought that was so funny. Could not believe it.
Well, I mean, we're 6-0 against Lemoyne, so hopefully we can.
I guess they are
keep
little
that
brother.
record going.
I guess they are little brother.
But a lot of exciting new players on the team this year. So.
Yeah, we'll see. I really hope we make the tournament because if we don't, our class, me and you, 25, will be the first class since the 1960s to not see one March Madness appearance out of our basketball team. Can't believe that.
Well, hopefully we can get to a tournament before we graduate. All right, well, our sports anchor Grace Piatko will have more later in the show on that game.
And Onondaga County buildings will be lighting up green as part of Operation Greenlight, for veterans. It is a nationwide effort to show support and raise awareness around the challenges veterans face. Some of the buildings include the Onondaga County War Memorial, John H. Mulroy Civic Center, and the Veterans Cemetery. The buildings will illuminate green until November 11th.
Well, earlier this morning, there was a crash on the southbound lanes of I-81. An SUV and a truck were pulling a trailer when an accident occurred, leading to both of the trailers flipping over. One person was transported to Upstate Hospital with minor injuries. The highway was closed for a few hours. Currently, only one lane has reopened.
And the city of Syracuse has long had issues with gun violence. Our reporter Anjana Dasam has more on what certain community members are doing to combat the issue.
If you look on the corner of Cannon and Newell Street, there's a seemingly empty lot. But to Clifford Ryan,
it's going to be a great area. I'm so proud of it.
This area carries a deep history filled with grief, remembrance, and resilience. And this tree symbolizes it all.
This is a special place for me because this is where my son was shot and killed, right here in this very spot right here.
Ryan says that this area is a hotbed for violence, and with this elementary school nearby, kids are constantly at risk, which is why Ryan founded the organization Our Generations Against Violence to take matters into his own hands to keep everyone safe.
Stop the violence. Stop the violence against the young ladies.
Along with organizing protests, Ryan says he stopped almost 50 shootings in the area. The Syracuse Police Department is also involved in having more eyes on this issue by working with the state.
Money comes in from the governor's office, so it's our gun violence initiatives where we have officers on the streets doing proactive details, different areas of the city, obviously.
Keeping the streets safer is important for the community, but honoring those that lost lives due to this violence is just as impactful. Ryan's latest efforts includes building memorials on every side of the city, and the first one will be in dedication to his son.
I'm gonna put a plaque probably right here. It's gonna stick in the ground like this is right here. So it's gonna stick in the ground and it's gonna have his name on it.
Ryan hopes that in building this memorial, it can turn this area into a more positive place to help community members dealing with grief in the way that it helped him.
I took that boulder of hurt, pain, and anger off my shoulders, and I began to do a positive thing in the community to channel that grief.
Over the years of hard work, Ryan can now be proud of the tree that stands in solidarity for his son. Reporting in Syracuse, I'm Anjana Dazam, Citrus TV News.
Thanks for your reporting tonight, Anjana. Coming up on News Live at 6, we're just hours away from Election Day, and both presidential candidates have been busy. We'll have a full breakdown of what they said at their rallies today.
And stay tuned for what to expect from Citrus TV on Election Night. We'll see you on the other side.
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
ZWX.
you're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
You're watching Citrus TV News live at 6 with Jake Morel, Max Williams, and Isabella Galan. Now, your campus news leader continues.
Let's get out the vote. Let's get out the vote. Let's get out the vote. Let's win.
Here's my only purpose in even being here today. Get out and vote. You know that.
Little delayed welcome. Now, welcome back into Citrus TV News live at 6. I guess I'm just so excited about election night that I just went right away. But election day is tomorrow. The presidential and vice presidential candidates are making their final campaign pitches. Here's the breakdown of all the rallies that took place today.
Yeah, a lot happened today. Trump held a rally in North Carolina this afternoon. Trump made comments against Vice President Kamala Harris' efforts, calling her a low IQ individual, and continued to criticize the media. Take a look.
And the following day, they announced a major investigation into Visa, but she got out. And the fake news back there does nothing about it. They should be ashamed of it.
Yeah, and Vice President Harris is in Pennsylvania right now making some of her final pitches to voters. And in her rally yesterday, she did not talk about Trump, instead focusing her speech on policies that she'll implement if elected. Today in Scranton, Harris emphasized the divide that this election has created in America and said she hopes to see voters come together in the final moments before Election Day.
Out the vote. As we are canvassing, let's be intentional about building community, about building coalitions, about reminding people we all have so much more in common than what separates us. There is power in that. There is power in that.
And Vice President candidate J.D. Vance was in Michigan today. He spoke more about Trump's claim on, quote, no tax on tips. He also says that Harris has not been doing her job and is damaging the economy by causing private sectors to lose jobs.
There is one person in the United States of America who deserves to lose her job, and tomorrow, let's make it happen for Kamala Harris. Let's get her out of Washington.
And Vice Presidential candidate Tim Walz rallied in Wisconsin today, speaking about Harris's character and the values of her campaign. He focused on how Harris has capped insulin costs due to corporate profits being at an all-time high. And he also talked about the campaign's support for small businesses and how they'll focus on making tax cuts.
The average cost of a startup today is $40,000. So when we have President Harris, we have the Senate, and we have the House, we increase that to $50,000. You get more people get their American dream off the ground.
And if you tune in tomorrow night on election night, you will catch our very, very long and comprehensive election special. We've got a lot coming for you. I'll be anchoring along with Luke Radel and Andrea Rose Oates. We're going to have a panel. We're going to have reporters. We'll have analysts. Max will be there. It's going to be really fun. You got to tune in for it tomorrow for full comprehensive coverage.
Yes, yeah, definitely tune in. It's going to be a long night, but it's going to be a good one. All right, coming up after the break, Isabella Galan will have your full weather forecast. Stay with us.
Welcome to my house. Lately, not my happy place. Everybody's pretty tired of each other. The parents were not themselves. My little brothers were morphing into small creatures. The walls were closing in. Clearly, a case of too much family, too close, 24/7. And there's a lot of that going around right now. If this sounds like your house, try going someplace new. YourLifeYourVoice.org. You'll find lots of ideas to help you handle the family stresses of being confined to close quarters. YourLifeYourVoice.org. It might not get you out of the house, but it could help you find a little more breathing room.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back into News Live at 6. Looking to your 5-day forecast. I know everybody's worried about what those temperatures are going to look like tomorrow for Election Day. So if you're going to be standing outside, maybe outside of Huntington Hall, you're going to be ready to go vote, your temperatures are going to be around 76 degrees, the lowest being 65. You're going to continue to keep seeing those clouds and some winds, but nothing too bad. Then on Wednesday, they're going to see some morning showers, but then the rest of the week, it's pretty much just going to be some clouds throughout the day. 56 degrees, 42 degrees being your lowest on Thursday, and then Friday having our warmest temperatures throughout the rest of the week at 60 degrees. But there's a lot of numbers going around with the polling and with the election, but I got some different numbers that I'm going to be asking our anchors to see what they think the temperature was for the last election in 2020 here in Syracuse. So, was it 51 degrees and sunny on Election Day? Was it 43 degrees and cloudy? 32 degrees and snowy, or was it 47 degrees and sunny? What do you guys think?
Isabella, I'm going to test my weather ball knowledge on this one. I remember I was working the polls in 2020 in Illinois, and I remember it being a little bit chilly, but not too bad every time I walked outside to take a little break.
Okay.
It's a little bit colder here. I'm going to go with D, 47 and sunny.
Okay, Max, what do you think?
I'm going to go with B. Yeah, I mean, it's been a little cold, and I feel like it's always cloudy in Syracuse, so give me B.
All right. Well, unfortunately, you're both wrong. It was actually 32 degrees and snowing during the last presidential election in 2020, which I thought was really interesting. I did not know that we were already getting some snow by November 5th. So
that's crazy.
Good thing we don't have some snow this year, only some clouds, hopefully no rain, but that's all I got for you guys right now, and thank God we got no snow tomorrow.
Thank you so much. I hate that snow, so thankfully it's not coming. All right, Boeing's machinists voted for the third time on a contract proposal today. If it gets approved, it will end the more than 7-week work stoppage.
The proposal includes 38% raises over 4 years, and it's said that this deal might be as good as Boeing workers are going to get. Results are expected to be announced later tonight.
Month away, Syracuse football was back in the Dome Saturday with bowl eligibility on the line. Did the Orange punch their ticket for the third straight season? Find out next.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
It was the 21st all-time meeting between Syracuse football and Virginia Tech. Welcome to sports, everyone. I'm Grace Piatko. After a tough loss in Pittsburgh, the Orange looked to bounce back and regain their momentum. Let's dive into the highlights to see how it unfolded. Picking up in the third quarter, the Orange offense heats up as LaQuint Allen punches in a touchdown, narrowing the gap 21-16. They go for 2 on this play, and McCord connects Gadsden to make it 21-18. In the fourth quarter, McCord finds Ross Simmons at the Virginia Tech 17 and takes it all the way to the house. With 29 seconds left in the game, Allen powers in for another touchdown, tying it and sending the game into overtime. No one other than Allen gets this touchdown again in overtime. On the defensive side, Marlo Wax forces a fumble that Fadil Diggs recovers, sealing the deal 38-31. This is the first win since the 2011 that Syracuse has multiple overtime games in a season. Shifting from the gridiron to the pitch, the Syracuse men's soccer team upsets number 3 Pittsburgh on senior night at SU Soccer Stadium Friday, securing their first ranked win of the season and their highest ranked win since 2022. Christian Fortier opened the scoring just 6 minutes in, heading a deflection past the pit keeper. Nathan Scott doubled the lead in the second half with a well-placed shot to the right side of the net. Despite 13 shots from Pitt, the Orange defense held firm, and Tomas Hutt earned his third clean sheet of the season with 5 saves. Syracuse, the 12th seed, begins ACC tournament play against number 5 Wake Forest this Wednesday at 7 p.m. The Buffalo Bills returned home for an intense matchup against the Miami Dolphins, featuring a back-and-forth duel between Josh Allen and Tua Tagovailoa. Allen threw 3 touchdowns after halftime, with the lead changing 4 times in the second half. Miami tied it late, but back-to-back penalties helped Buffalo extend their final drive, despite questions surrounding his consistency. After 3 missed PATs this season, Tyler Bass came through in the clutch, drilling a 61-yard field goal with 5 seconds left to secure a 30-27 win. The Bills head to Indianapolis next week. The New York Jets offense fell flat in a 27-22 loss to the Washington Commanders, extending their losing streak to 4 games. Daniel Jones completed 20 of 26 passes for 174 yards, but struggled to push the ball down the field with no completions over 20 yards. Costly errors, including a fumble and a missed tackles, led to key Washington scores, and a fourth-quarter touchdown was negated by a penalty. Despite a few late touchdowns, the Giants missed 2 crucial 2-point conversions. Now at 2-7, they'll try to bounce back next week against Carolina in Munich, Germany. As discussed previously, the Syracuse men's basketball team kicks off the regular season tonight against Lemoyne, a 3-1-5 foe and a local rival. This matchup marks their first meeting as Division I programs. Lemoyne entering its 2nd season in Division I, it will be eager to make a statement against the Orange in this classic crosstown showdown. Notably, 5 players on the Lemoyne are natives of Central New York and 2 from Syracuse, one of whom is J.J. Starling. Lemoyne head coach Nate Champion played at Lemoyne, while Syracuse Adrian Autry had his own notable career with the Orange from 1990 to 1994. You can catch the game on ACC Network Extra at 7 p.m.
Well, as we mentioned before, it seems like it's going to be a great game tonight. But I have to ask, what do you think the final score is going to be?
Oh, I don't know. The first game, in the exhibition game, Syracuse had a really good, strong offense, and then the second game was mostly defense. So, I'm going to go 75-55.
Okay, I like that.
I like that. I like that result. Well, Grace, thanks so much for joining us. Coming up, we'll have one last look at your Election Day wake-up weather. Stay with us.
Women are bad with money.
It's what the world's been saying for centuries. But now,
we've got something to say.
Save it. Save the old-fashioned advice, the empty excuses.
It's all worthless, unlike us.
To our fellow females, it is time to save ourselves by saving our money.
Contributing to our futures, investing in our independence.
Until we're no longer 80%
more likely than men to live in poverty in retirement.
So again, we say to that, save it.
The falsehoods, the feelings of fault, then the funds.
Learn how to save for your retirement at wesaysaveit.org.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
And when you wake up tomorrow morning to go get in line for those polls, if you have not gotten your chance to vote already, it's going to be 56 degrees. Again, continued cloud coverage at 94% clouds in the sky. But like we said, just really grateful that it's not going to be snowing this time around. But again, those polls do open at 6. So if you haven't gotten the chance to vote, make sure you do so tomorrow. And I will see you tomorrow night for election night, guys.
All right, we'll see you then, Isabella. Well, hey, he's back. The baby hippo Moodang predicts that Trump will win the presidential election. The zoo in Thailand gave Moodang a cake for each candidate and let him decide. Moodang walked over to the Trump cake.
Max, is that foreign election interference?
I think it might be.
I'm not so comfortable with the Moodang election prediction. I think that might violate some sort of federal law.
Honestly,
there.
I thought Moodang was done. I haven't heard him.
I hadn't heard of Moodang in a few weeks.
Yeah,
he's coming back.
I
mean, the Rizzler is kind of taking over. My favorite, AJ Big Justice and the Rizzler, kind of taking over social media. I wonder who they endorse.
I don't know.
I'm not
We'll-
so
we'll-
sure.
we'll have to see.
I've seen a lot of theorizing about that on
I'm
Twitter.
sure,
But
yes.
but that's all the time we have for you on Citrus TV News live at 6 for this Monday night.
Don't forget, you can follow us on X and Instagram at Citrus TV News. Now, for the entire Citrus TV News team, I'm Max Williams.
And I'm Jake Morel. Have a great night, Syracuse.